All right. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, most beneficent, most merciful, I'd like to welcome you to another live show of the Mr. Islam Answers Back live show. All right. So don't forget, send out some tweets. Right. I sent out a few. I'm gonna send out a few more, but send out some tweets. Let's always don't forget to like the video, share it on your, retweet it, send it on your Facebook. If you got Instagram, you want to promote it on Instagram. Let's get the word out there that the show has started. So we can get it going from here. Wa alaikum salam. We got brother Shazad Ali in the house. Omar El Said is there. The Comely Man has joined us. So let's get these numbers up. Give it a few moments for the numbers to get up, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I'll send out some tweets real quick. Everybody know that we are live right now on the air. Join us. Let's see. All right. Okay, all right. Sent out some tweets. Let's get this thing going, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good this evening. Okay. Well, in this context, we're because a lot of times people use democracy, I guess I'll say, like, as it's an adjective. They use it like an adjective, but an adjective to describe, I guess it's like it becomes synonymous with, with justice and freedom and rights and equal rights and stuff like that. It becomes synonymous with that. It's been used in that context. And so I take this statement from Malcolm X, where Malcolm X has spoken about the hypocrisy of America and the West in particular in their mistreatment of people in their societies, people of color particularly in their society. And so he made the speech where he said democracy is hypocrisy, because they talk these lofty ideas of all men created equal and justice and freedom and religious freedom and human rights and all that. But it's talk, in a lot of cases they talk that talk, but they don't practice that. They don't put those lofty ideas into practice. We see many Western countries have a history of talking that talk about democracy and freedom and justice and human rights, but then you have apartheid in South Africa. We had apartheid in South Africa. We had what they did when they went to Zimbabwe, the Congo, what they did here in America, Central America, South America, all these European countries that profess these ideologies of so-called democracy, and again using democracy as a word to be equated with freedom. But you're right, it doesn't really necessarily mean that, because when you actually look at what some of the founding fathers of the colonialists of America, they were against democracy. They didn't want to. They spoke very clearly that America was not a democracy. It's supposed to be a republic. America is not a democracy. It's supposed to be a republic rather than democracy. And they spoke ill of a democracy. But nonetheless, many people have taken it in this day and time through lack of education or ignorance that democracy is somehow synonymous with those terms. As I said, freedom and justice and equality and all of that. So that's why I chose that title, taking it, like I said, from Malcolm X. Taking it from Malcolm X's speech when he had to call out the hypocrisy and the double standard of America and other Western countries by saying that democracy is hypocrisy. Okay, so that's the context in which the title is made. Okay, and in this regard, we're dealing with that hypocrisy, in the sense that, again, like I said, they claim that the West is, it's about democracy and freedom and religious freedom, and they want to tell us, how, some of the Muslim countries mistreat Muslim women. They want to tell us how supposedly Islam is oppressive to women and all, to all these different things, and how the Muslim woman is oppressed. And then yet when she's over here, you mistreat her, right? You claim that the Arabs mistreat their women, that the Arab Muslims mistreat their women, or that Islam in general is oppressive to women. And then yet when the Muslim woman is in your societies and she's trying to do the things that you says that she's denied in Muslim countries, you turn around and you do what you claim is bad, right? You claim that she can't work. You claim that she's oppressed, right? Yet you turn around and then you do that, and then you turn around and you do it to her. You tell her that she can't work in your society. You turn around and tell her that she can't be free to wear what she wants to wear, right? You tell her that she can't go swimming, as you see in France, right? That she can't go swimming if she's covered up like that, right? You tell her that she can't work in your corporate office, right? But yet you claim that she's oppressed. So, and that's bad and all these different things. And then you turn around and then you oppress her, right? You turn around and do the very thing that you claim that's being done to her by her religion. You turn around and do the very thing that you claim is being done to her in the Middle Eastern country that she may be from, right? So, it's just very interesting. It's just very interesting that, this would be the claim. And so I saw that, this has been going on for a while, though, with France for a few years, and I guess it's back, not I guess, but it's back in the news again, where Muslim women have decided to, I saw a recent article where they were saying that they were inspired by Rosa Parks. They were inspired by Rosa Parks. If you're familiar, Rosa Parks is the black woman back during the 60s who, she wasn't the first. History tells us she wasn't the first, but she's the one that got the prominence for it and noted for it, but decided that, finally she was fed up with how black people were being discriminated against, particularly in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, with the buses, where they had a law where black people had to sit at the back of the bus. And if there weren't enough seats, then they would have to give up their seat to a white person. So Rosa Parks, well, I guess that she wasn't the first who did it, but she was the one that got notoriety for it. Said, took the stance that enough was enough, and enough of having to sit at the back of the bus, enough of black people having to give up their seats to a white person. And she took her stand. Of course, she got arrested, and this took the case national. It led to the Montgomery bus boycotts, where black people said, okay, you know what, we're tired of it, we're not going to ride your buses at all, and we're going to drive you out of business, right, unless you change. And so Muslim women in France said they have been inspired by Rosa Parks and decided that enough is enough, and they're going to finally push the issue and go to the pools regardless of the ban and swim anyway until France, until this law is changed. right? Until this law is changed. And but it's interesting, as I said, the hypocrisy and the double standard of the West. You're telling us that, Islam is oppressive to the Muslim woman. You tell us that in the Middle East they oppress their women, right? But yet you're no better, obviously, right? You're saying that they're bad, and then you come and you do the same thing. You tell her that she can't go swimming in her burkini, right? You tell her that she can't work at her job if she wears the headscarf. She's in your society, and she's showing you that she's not oppressed, and that she can swim, she can work in the corporate office, she's intelligent, she can do all these different things, but yet you want to deny her access because of her covering. Yet you claim that you offer freedom of religion. You claim that you offer human rights and justice and equality and all of that. And you want to tell us that the Muslims are bad and oppressive. Yet here you are oppressing the Muslim woman yourself. You're a hypocrite. This is a hypocrite. This is contradictory to your claims of justice and freedom and equality and human rights and all these different things. And the Muslims are bad and Islam is oppressive. Yet here you are oppressing her. You're not offering her anything better. Yeah, you know what I mean? So how is it that you're criticizing the alleged oppression that the Muslim woman allegedly faces from her religion, and if she's from the Middle East, from her countries and her societies, as if to say you have something better to offer, but then you don't offer her anything better. You turn around and you oppress her just the same. Right? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? I have a few articles that talk about this. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of the things that I mentioned, just to show you that I'm not just making it up. Here we have an article from the New York Times. Talks about how a Muslim woman was denied a job over her headscarf. Now, she took the case and won into the Supreme Court, and she won her case. Right? It had to be enforced upon them, rather than just the employers, just doing the right thing and practicing what America's supposed to preach, which is freedom of religious expression, freedom of religion. Instead of just practicing that and let her wear it, no, they denied her the job until she had to take it to court. But she shouldn't have had to take it to court, because the law already stated that this is what the case is, right? But as we see, the makeup, the people that make up the society are hypocrites. I've said this before. Remember, I've said this before, that a lot of these people, they don't really believe in those principles, right? They'll talk that talk, but when it comes down to it, you'll see that they really don't believe in those principles of freedom of religion, freedom of religious expression. They really don't believe in these principles, because they'll be willing to harm you or discriminate against you, right? If you don't think the way they think or follow the way they follow. Right? We see in France, we already know about the Burkini ban and how France is closing pools, right? There's stories of, like you see on the screen, they are closing pools, and they decide, and that's the other interesting thing about it, is that they're willing to, forego everything just to keep the Muslim woman from going to pools. They're willing to close all the pools instead in this particular town, instead of, right? They'd rather make everybody suffer. Just that's how much they don't like the Muslim woman. That's how much they hate the Muslims in Islam. Right? That they're willing to say, okay, fine, then nobody can swim. We'll close all the pools in order to keep you out. Isn't that something? But that's the hypocrisy. They talk democracy, but they are hypocrites. They are hypocrites. Here's an article here where we see that the French Senate votes to ban mothers who wear headscarves from accompanying children on school trips. Again, they tell us that Islam is allegedly oppressive, that the Muslim woman is supposed to be oppressed in her own religion. But here they want to stop her from something as simple as going on a school trip with her children because she wears a headscarf. They want to ban her from going to being able to accompany. But you claim you guys offer the justice. You claim you offer human rights. You claim you offer, you know, this freedom and freedom of speech and freedom of expression and all these lofty ideas. You claim these ideas, but again, the reality is something different. Your reality is something different. Your history shows that you don't, you know, in reality. Again, for yourselves, yes. For the white Anglo-Saxon, yes. For yourself, yeah, you believe in that for yourself. But when it comes to other people who are different from you, different skin color, no, you don't believe in that. Different culture, that's not of a European culture. You don't believe in those ideas for those people. You don't believe in those ideas. We've seen France. We know your history, France. How you went into Africa and mistreated the African people, right? Whether it be sub-Saharan or northern Africa. We know what you did in Algeria. Remember in one of the other shows I did a few weeks ago where I showed how the French were keeping all of those heads of the Muslims that they had killed. They kept all these hundreds. Remember that show I did? We show how they have all these hundreds of heads that they kept. And then you know how they want to talk about how, you know, the Muslims are the beheaders, but they're the ones keeping those heads as trophies of all the Muslims that they killed. But the story is that the Muslims are the beheaders. But no, we know the French. Hell, even during the French Revolution, that's what they were known for. Off with his head, right? During the French Revolution, when they were killing their own people, killing themselves, cutting their own heads off. So they took that when they went to Algeria and they cut the heads off of the many Muslims and kept them as trophies. Sick, demented people. Sick, demented people. But you're the so-called purveyors of supposedly of human rights and equality and justice and all these beautiful, lofty ideas. But again, that's only when the reality is that they believe in those things for themselves, but not for you and I. Not for you and I, as their history has proven. Right? As their history has proven. We see the Burkini ban. Again, the Muslim woman tries to show you that she can, you know, that she's versatile, that she can do sports in her hijab, that she can run track in her hijab. She can play. I've seen the video of the basketball. There was a sister basketball, but they didn't want to let her play. There's a sister who could, I forgot what sport it was. I think it was tennis or something. You know what I mean? And they wanted to ban her. They banned her from that. From tennis, a tennis competition. There was another sport. I think it was boxing or something. There was some kind of boxing. The sister was banned from boxing because she wore her hijab. So the Muslim woman is trying to show you that she's not oppressed. She's trying to show you that she's versatile, that she can be active even in her hijab. But then you deny her. You deny her, but then you want to shout that Islam is what's oppressing her. It's like, well, make up your mind, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is it? Are you offering her something better? You know, are you criticizing Islam and Muslim countries because you're offering something better? Because clearly you're not. You're not offering her something better. You're trying to restrict her just the same, right? The same way you claim that she's allegedly being oppressed, you're doing it too, right? You're trying to limit her and oppress her. You know, yet you claim that it's Islam. It's the Muslim countries. It's the Muslim man. And you're better, you know. The implication is that somehow you're better. right? That's the implication. The implication is that somehow you have something better to offer her, but you don't. Here we have the article, Burkini ban. Why is France arresting Muslim women for wearing full-body swimwear? And why are people so angry? Yeah, why are they upset about it? I was reading, and this article is very interesting, the article that you see on the screen, because in this article they were saying that, you know, they showed some of the different towns in France and cities in France on some of the reasons that they gave, right? Some of the, you know, very, very flimsy reasons on why. But one of them gave a reason, said that, you know, the reason why they wanted to ban the Muslim swimsuit, the Muslim fully covered swimsuit, was because of morality. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, morality? Isn't that morality? So are they trying to say that if you got your ass out in a thong and a little bikini, that's better than her being covered up, right? Isn't it more moral for her to be covered up than to be out there in her with a booty out and her breast out, thighs and all that flesh showing? I thought the covering was a symbol of morality rather than a thong, you know, a thong bikini and all that, right? These people are backwards, right? Another one talked about hygiene, right? It was talking about hygiene, but to me, isn't it more hygienic than having all your flesh out and you're half naked in the water? Isn't it more hygiene to be having your skin covered up, right? You know, it's very weird, right? It's very weird. The arguments and excuses that they were given. But that one struck me the most, where one of the towns was talking about, you know, morality. That they prohibit them because you know, it has to, you know, reflect the morality. I'm like, but that is morality. She's covered up. Her body's covered. She's not exposing herself in front of the kids and all of that. That is moral. Right? I thought that was moral. I thought the opposite. I thought being naked or half naked or close to naked was what was immoral. Right? I don't know. Has that changed? Is it new? Is it a new flip flop now that nakedness is moral and covered is immoral? These people are twisted and sick. But again, that's why democracy is hypocrisy. Right? That's why democracy is hypocrisy. Right? We had another example, another article here, where a woman was fired from her job for wearing hijab. As you see here, woman fired for wearing hijab as boss tells her keep religion out of the office. Right? Keep religion out the office will be if you don't want no, you know, that when we at work. Don't preach, right? Don't come here. Don't preach about religion. Don't preach your religion. Just let everybody be neutral and do your work, right? That's keeping it out. Just if she's covered based upon her religion, as long as she's doing her job and she ain't over there preaching to you, trying to preach to you about religion or whatever, then cool. What's the problem, right? What's the problem? If she's doing her job, then what's the problem? She ain't preaching it. She's not trying to take patients aside or interrupting the workflow by trying to preach and give a sermon. She's keeping it out. But again, this is what I'm saying. They want to claim that, you know, that Islam is what's oppressing her, but no, she's trying. The Muslim woman has been trying. She's trying to show these people that, again, that she can be versatile. She can be active. She can work. And then when she does the very things that you claim that Islam is denying her, by trying to work, showing that she can play sports, trying to enjoy the water in the hot weather, you then put a block in front of her. You then put a block in front of her and you restrict her. But you claim that Islam is bad for doing that, and then you go on ahead and do it to her. The same thing you claim was bad and oppressive, you wind up going on ahead and being oppressive to her instead. So Malcolm was right when he said democracy is hypocrisy. It was the same then as it is today. Democracy is hypocrisy. Sounds good. It's a good talk. They talk a good talk. But in practice, they are hypocrites they have a double standard. They do not practice what they preach, right? They do not practice what they preach. Plain and simple. They do not practice what they preach. And Malcolm said it back in the 60s, and here we are in 2019, and it still applies today. And many of the articles that I showed you, they are incidents that happen here in the United States or someplace in Europe. A lot in France. There were some incidents in Sweden, right? A lot of incidents throughout Europe and here in the United States. The places that claim that they are about that freedom, that democracy, that those human rights, those so-called human rights. But this is what they do. This is what they do to the Muslim woman. Right? This is what they do to the Muslim woman. Wa alaikum salam to those who came into the room. False sex. Omar, you were already here earlier. Brother Sammy, welcome. Wa alaikum salam. Brother Sammy, 701, you joined us. Welcome, my brother. He said, what happened if people ask her about her religion? Well, I would do it the job. If the job says keep your religion out, then tell people I'll talk to you about it after work, right? Somebody asks you about your religion, say, look, I'm working right now, but if you're interested after work, I could tell you about it. Or here, let me get your number or your email. You know what I'm saying? You handled it like that. You handled it like that. Somebody asks you about religion. Look, the job has a policy. Can't talk about it, but after work, we can talk about it after work. Or quickly give me your email. I'll email you when I get home. You handled it like that. If that's the policy of your job, then that's how you handle it. Come on, people. You be intelligent about it. You handle it like that. You just say, okay, we'll talk about it after work. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple. But I just wanted to, like I said, I saw this in the news recently, so I just wanted to, it touched me, and so I wanted to talk about it and just discuss and bring out the double standard and the hypocrisy of many Western countries that talk a good talk, but in practice, not so much. You know what I'm saying? In practice, not so much. You know what I'm saying? These things shouldn't have to have been taken to court in the first place. But again, that's the problem, that many of the people within the society, regardless of the claims that their country makes, they don't really believe in those ideas, right? They don't really believe in those. They'll brag about it. They'll cherry pick their time when they want to brag about those claims, right? When they want to brag about those ideas, when they want to point the finger and tell you how much better they think they are than you or your country or your religion, they'll use it, right? But then when it's time to actually use it for the people who you're talking about, oh, well, now you don't want democracy for them. Now you don't want freedom of speech for them. Now you don't want freedom of expression. We've seen this in many examples. We've seen this, when it came to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. We've seen it when it came to Nelson Mandela. We see it when it comes to Israel and their treatment of the Palestinians. We see it, we saw it with the British when they went to India. We saw it when they went to Australia and the Aborigines people, right? We see it now with what they're doing to Muslim women, right? They talk a good talk. They talk a good talk. They'll point the finger at you when they want to try to tell you that they're better than you and that their society is better and their ideas are better than yours. They'll talk that. But then when it's time to put it into practice for those who they are different from them, then it's not the same. We also seen it with the football player Colin Kaepernick when he was kneeling during the United States national anthem. That's his right? That's freedom of expression. We're not in North Korea. We're not in a communist country where you have to show patriotism, right? In America, you don't have to show patriotism. You're supposed to be allowed to criticize the president, the government, etc., right? But we see that many of the people in society, they don't believe in those ideas. They hated Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee during the national anthem. And he had a legitimate reason to do so, because he was saying that he's doing that because the country is not standing up or living up to those ideals that the national anthem supposedly represents. So he said he would not stand for it. He would not put his salute, do the pledge, or put his hand over his heart. He took a knee instead to protest how the country was not living up to the ideals that the national anthem is supposed to represent. And people hated him. People hated him for doing that, right? They despised him for doing that. Instead of saying, well, hey, that's his freedom. That's his freedom. He has the right to do that. Many people hated him for doing that. And so that is their hypocrisy. They will bring up those ideas when it's convenient for them to bring it up. But in reality, they don't believe in those things for everyone and all people. Let's see what we have here in the text. What's going on here? You know what? I was just, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was just thinking about that the other day. That how I had talked about it. And yeah, I feel like I still want to do that. I feel that I still want to do that. So inshallah, let me see what I can do to, again, free up some time to be able, because now I have to be working 2 channels, right? So I'll have to see what I can do to free up some time. So, but yeah, inshallah, I still want to do that. And speaking on that, I guess this is a perfect time to segue into, what we need to make that happen. So inshallah, yeah, if you want us to expand into that other channel as well, we could use your help in order to do that. Right? We could use your help in order to expand not only this channel here, but in order to have that separate channel where we will deal with just Islamic inspiration, where we will only talk about issues that, inspiring topics concerning Islam. It's Islamic, like it says, Islamic inspiration, where we want to give you the inspirational message that Islam has to offer, instead of always, like we do on this channel, having to deal with, refuting the lies and the hatred and the bigotry and stuff like that. We'll have a channel where we will deal with just Islamic inspiration, giving you the message that Islam has to offer of hope, of peace, of getting close to God, of spirituality. Yeah, I do still want to do that. So thank you for bringing it up. Like I said, I swear by Allah, I was just thinking about that the other day, where I was like, man, I never got around to doing that, and myself reminded myself that I still would like to do that, right? I still would like to do that, inshallah. But as I said, I could use the brothers and sisters' help in being able to expand, into that. You know what I mean? To be able to expand into that, inshallah. So if you could help me to do that. If you're already helping, then obviously this doesn't apply to you. And if you are already helping, then once again, I appreciate your help. Speaking on that, we're still trying to get our goal of 10 people on Patreon. We have 8. Last I checked, we have 8 people. All we need is 2 more people. So if somebody's watching now, or whoever watches this video later, as I said, a lot of times when the video is done, we get hundreds of other viewers, right? We get hundreds of viewers, right? 200, 300 people watch the video after the live showing. If those of you who watch afterwards, as I said, if each one of you could just give $1, man. You don't have to give $20 or $50 a piece. If all those people who watch the video, who watch my videos after the live show, could just give $1. So I'm speaking to you people, the people who watch this when it's not live, right? I'm speaking to the people who watch this when the video is not live. You watch the recording afterwards. If each of you could just give $1, right? Together, that's unity, as I spoke about, right? Singly, $1 may not do much. But in unity, everyone giving $1 would help your brother out, right? If everyone could just give $1. Because like I said, after, alhamdulillah, I'm grateful that hundreds of people wind up watching the video after. They were not able to catch the live show. But afterwards, when I always go back to check, I'm seeing hundreds of views afterwards. 200, 250, 300, 400 sometimes, depending on the topic, right? Some topics get more views than others. But the point is that after the live show, many people come to watch the videos afterwards. All praise is due to Allah. So I'm saying to you people who watch the video after, you don't have to give a 50 or 100 or a 10 or 20 by yourself. You can each just give $1. If all of you who watched the video after just gave $1, that would help me, man. Wallahi, I give you the truth. That would help me to be able to do more shows. That would help me to be able to have more time to free up to expand the platform. A lot of people are asking about, they want better quality and all of that. Matter of fact, you know what? Somebody said that the other day on one of the other videos. They were saying, could they donate if they can't give money? Could they donate equipment? Yes. If you're interested in donating equipment, if you want to donate, like a webcam or something, or I don't know what other equipment, a better laptop or something. If you got a newer laptop and you want to donate a laptop that has better, faster processing or something, or you want to donate, like I said, a webcam or a mic. Somebody mentioned a microphone. If you got a new web microphone or something, webcast microphone or something. Yes, I'll take that. I'll take that too. So yes, to the person who made that comment on one of my other videos about donating equipment, yes, if you would like to donate equipment, send me an email or contact me or send a message on and let me know, and we can I'll let you know how we can talk about it, and I'll give you the address where you can send the equipment at. So yes, I'll take that too. So I repeat, if you rather donate equipment rather than monetary sponsorship, yes, I'll take that. I could use that. So again, if you want to donate a web microphone, a better web microphone, a better webcam, like I said, if you got an extra laptop, a newer laptop than mine, and it's more powerful, and you want to donate, I'll take that. Software, if you got some kind of web casting software or something, yes, I'm willing to take that also. So it could be either you could help us monetarily, or you can just donate the equipment directly. Anyways, that would help as well. All right. Don't forget, I'm also advertising. If you're interested in self-defense, right? We have a sponsor, the Shinobi Science School of Self-Defense. These black belt preparation DVD set. It includes 30 DVDs, right? It includes 30 DVDs that will take you from beginner to black belt level. It also, if you're interested in actually getting actual ranking, that you can set it up where you can actually be tested and you can get legitimate certifications, belt rankings from white belt all the way up to black belt by studying the videos, and you can work that out. So this is available on, as you see on the screen, it's available on Amazon.com. When you get to Amazon, just search Shinobi Science, right? Either search Shinobi Science, and you will see their whole array of self-defense instructional DVDs. If you're looking for this particular one right here, the black belt set, it's Shinobi Science Black Belt Preparation DVD set. But either way, either you just look up Shinobi Science, or you can look up Shinobi Science Black Belt Preparation DVD set. And so this is one of the sponsors here. So avail yourself of this ability for self-defense. We talked about that also on one of the shows about the importance of self-defense, especially for Muslims, because a lot of Muslims are discriminated against and attacked with bigoted attacks, especially our women. And yes, Shinobi Science does offer female self-defense, right? It does offer female self-defense videos. So for the women, there are videos. For the men, there are videos for the men and the women. So avail yourself of learning self-defense from the Shinobi Science School of Self-Defense. All right. So, with that said, are there any comments or questions before we sign off? I'll read some of the comments here. Let's see. Yeah, brother Sammy said that they don't even show real patriotism. They just pay lip service, but they let politicians tear down the country's ideas. Exactly, they squander its resources in imperial wars that will destroy it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see. Brother Sammy said, "Why don't you make a wish list of equipment that you want, need, like oh, like so people can donate stuff you actually need by order of priority." Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, I'll definitely do that. I'll just mention one of the things that I wanted to get is there's this camera. There's this webcasting camera. It's called a Mevo, right? Mevo, Mevo. Mevo. It's a webcam that allows you to webcast, and you can do simultaneously. You can simultaneously webcast on Facebook, YouTube, and I believe Instagram, right? I'm not sure about Twitter, but I know it allows you to webcast simultaneously. So that way I could get more reach. So instead of just doing the show on YouTube, I could do the show simultaneously and catch the audience on Instagram, catch the audience on Facebook, catch the audience on YouTube as well. I'm not sure if it does Twitter too, but if it does Twitter, then that'd be great as well. But at least I know I could simultaneously webcast live to all three platforms, and as you know, those three platforms are very big. And then we could catch even we could spread the message to a wider audience than just on YouTube. We can get the audience on Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube, and on Facebook at the same time. So that might help too. So yeah, that's the Mevo, right? It's called Mevo. So that's something that I've been looking to get, inshallah. But yeah, I'll do that, brother. I'll under this video, I'll leave a comment, and I'll have the list of some of the equipment that I could use, in order of priority, inshallah. All right. Also, too, speaking on that, I'm still trying to get I still got to get the other hard drives, so I can try to do that platter swap, so I can see if I can recover my project, the misquoting the Quran, and that book, the quick Quranic answers. I'm still trying to do that. I'm still trying to get those other hard drives, so I can see that, or man, I've been just so busy, or try to see about getting a course. I know one of the brothers told me to try to get the course, and I apologize that I procrastinated on that, because it's just so many other things, man, that I'm trying to deal with. But I need to try that as well, because a brother did offer that. He said if I can get a quote on what it would be to just send it to a professionals to recover the data, that he might be able to help donate towards that, or even pay for it or whatever. So I got to do these different things, but it's really hard, man. If I don't I try to keep a lot of my business private, without saying I'm saying it without saying it. I say what I'm trying to say without putting my business out there. But so if you guys are listening clearly, you might be able to pick up on it. But that's why I always try to tell you guys that if you could donate, it would help, right? If you could donate, it would definitely help me to be able to expand and do those things that I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, without putting my business out there, if you listen carefully, you can you may pick up. But that's why I be trying to tell y'all, if you could donate to help, it would help. You know what I'm saying? It would help. So that's the furthest extent I'll go with it. But mashallah, Allah tests the believer. You know what I'm saying? Allah tests the believer. So we bear our test with patience. You know what I'm saying? We bear our test with patience. But again, your donations definitely could help, inshallah. I'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I said, I'll do that. I'll definitely make a list. That's a good idea. I'll definitely make a list. Make a TV channel that challenges the truth. You know that, yeah, inshallah. I mean, well, that's the goal. If we can grow to that level where, and I've seen YouTubers who have done that, not necessarily Islamic, but there are other YouTubers who deal with social issues that I follow when it comes to other subject matter, and their channel grew so much that they were actually able to do that. They were actually able to they were actually able to expand to the point where they could actually create like a TV show where they started to actually sponsor other YouTubers to do program content. You know what I mean? So they actually this guy, the one I forgot what's his name, but he doesn't deal with Islam. He deals with like other issues, mostly pertaining perhaps like to racism and stuff like that in the United States. But his channel grew so much, right? His channel grew so much that he was able to like kind of turn it into a TV station where he was able now to not only do his own show, but he was able to also sponsor other YouTubers who were good in their content. Now he was able to give them a platform and help, and make them a part of his TV channel. So I was like, yeah, that'd be great if we could expand to that level, and then we could also we could create a Islamic type of TV station that, as you said, could compete with the Christian Trinity channel or whatever the case may be, and we could put on other Muslims who have good content as well, like those guys I was telling you about last week. The brother, what's that? The Muslim allegation hunters, right? If I could grow it and to make a channel, like a TV channel, we could have those brothers. They could have a show, their own TV show on our channel, and get wider broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Inshallah, this is where we would like to be able, inshallah, to expand. You know what I'm saying? We'd like to expand. What's this say? What's this? A WISUM. Is that WISUM? So today, those who believe are laughing at the disbelievers. Okay. Appreciate it. Yes, Brother Sammy, no problem. Appreciate it. All right, well, brothers and sisters, I'm going to go ahead and sign off today for now. Appreciate you tuning in to watch. And like I said, I'm gonna the company man. Yes, I'm gonna see if I can do something with that with the other channel that I said, the Islamic inspiration. What I think I'm gonna do is something like this. I'll probably maybe I'll do a video on here first, right? Like a kind of like a first episode or like a first show, but I'll do it on this channel. And on that, and when I do that particular show with the Islamic inspiration subject, I'll then make that like an introduction for people to have to be aware of the other channel. So we'll start it here, right? We'll start it here. I'll do like a show, an episode here, and then that'll be like the first show, and it'll then let people know that for the solely Islamic inspiration content, you can go to the Islamic inspiration channel. So I'll do the first show probably on this channel, and then on that show, I'll then tell people that after that show, from here on out, if you want to just have Islamic inspiration content, that you'll go to the other channel. So so it'll be like an introduction to the other channel, something like that. You know what I mean? I'll do it that way. So we'll start it here, and then we'll kind of like let people know in the future that for other episodes to go to that other channel. So I'll see if I can put something together this week, and inshallah. Right? We'll do it like that. Yes, very good verse. That's a very good verse, right? Right, it's a very good verse. That we're supposed to be just. It's the Quran instructs us to be just, right? And to let not hatred of a people, to let not hatred of a people cause you to doing the right thing. Appreciate that, Brother Sammy. Yes, I'll definitely check that when I sign off. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. May Allah reward you. And let me say too, for anybody else who donates, whether you donate during the show or afterward, may Allah reward you. And let me say, may Allah reward you in advance. All right. So, all right. Well, if that's it, we'll go ahead and sign off from here. And like I said, keep a lookout. I'm going to try to fit in, see if I can do it sometime maybe this coming week or next weekend or whatever, where we're going to try to do the episode of the Islamic inspiration. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'll try to fit it in some kind of way. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I could do it sometime like in the mornings or something, you know what I mean? Like to give people something to start their day. I don't know. You know, we'll see. Maybe it'll be something like that where we can do it in the mornings where, you know, it can be something that people can start their day off with some good Islamic inspiration. You know, start your day off right. Something like that. Or we'll see. Or just we'll go with the flow. We'll go with the flow. Sometimes it'll be in the morning. Sometimes it'll be in the middle of the day. Sometimes it could be in the evening, at night. You know, we'll go with the flow, or we'll see if what gets the best response. It might be best to just do it in the mornings before people go to work. To give you something to start your day off with. You know, inshallah, we'll see how you know, how we can do it. You know what I mean? How we can go with that. All right. So one more time, don't forget, brothers and sisters. For those who watch this video afterwards, as I said, if everyone could donate $1, for those who watch the recording afterwards, you know, together, as they said, together we're more powerful, right? Together, your donations together, just $1 a piece, are more powerful, and that'll help us and expand. And you know, and I give you my word to you know, to utilize your funding in the best way, to expand the platform, to expand our voice, so that way you'll see the growth. All right, you'll see the growth, and you'll see that it's going, you know, to the right and proper cause, inshallah. All right, I'm about to, let me see, wait, one more comment here. It says, this is also why the fake liberal cultists like Sufis and Shias playing the role of monks and rabbis need to be exposed. They follow desires and disunite. Yeah. Speaking on that too, I'm still going to do, maybe that might be the next show, unless something comes up. But I want to finish my critique of Farhidi, Imam Farhidi, and his interview with Candace Owens. So inshallah, I want to do the part 2 to that one. I remember I said I was going to do a part 2. So inshallah, I'm going to do a part 2 soon to that, as also, you know, something, unless something comes up in the news, you know, we'll do something like that as well.